The Indian Navy is the naval branch of the Indian Armed Forces. It was founded on January 26, 1950. The motto of the Indian Navy is Shem Varuna, which means May Varuna, God of the Oceans, be auspicious unto us. The Indian Navy is headed by the Chief of the Naval Staff, who is a 4-star admiral. The current Chief of the Naval Staff is Admiral Karambir Singh. The Indian Navy has its headquarters in New Delhi. The President of India is the Supreme Commander of the Indian Navy. The Indian Navy has 3 commands: Western Naval Command, Eastern Naval Command, and Southern Naval Command. The Western Naval Command is headquartered in Mumbai. The Eastern Naval Command is headquartered in Visakhapatnam. The Southern Naval Command is headquartered in Kochi. The Indian Navy has a fleet of more than 150 ships and submarines. The Indian Navy has 12 submarines, including both nuclear and diesel-electric submarines. The Indian Navy has 1 aircraft carrier, INS Vikramaditya. The Indian Navy also operates various other ships, including destroyers, frigates, corvettes, and patrol vessels. The Indian Navy has more than 67,000 active personnel. The Indian Navy also has a reserve force of more than 55,000 personnel. The Indian Navy has its own naval aviation branch, which operates various aircraft, including fighters, helicopters, and maritime patrol aircraft. The Indian Navy has a special forces unit called the Marine Commandos, MARCOS. The MARCOS are trained in various aspects of special operations, including combat diving, parachuting, and close quarters combat. The Indian Navy also has a submarine rescue capability. The Indian Navy has participated in various international exercises and operations, including the Malabar exercise with the United States and Japan. The Indian Navy has also participated in international anti-piracy operations in the Gulf of Aden. The Indian Navy has a joint forces doctrine, which allows it to operate in conjunction with other branches of the Indian Armed Forces. The Indian Navy has its own Naval Academy, which is located in Asimala, Kerala. The Naval Academy trains officers for both the Indian Navy and the Indian Coast Guard. The Indian Navy also operates various naval bases and shipyards, including the Naval Dockyard in Mumbai and the Naval Shipyard in Visakhapatnam. The Indian Navy has its own hydrographic department, which is responsible for mapping and charting India's maritime borders. The Indian Navy also operates a number of research and development organizations, including the Naval Physical and Oceanographic Laboratory, NPOL. The Indian Navy is also responsible for maritime security, including the protection of India's exclusive economic zone. The Indian Navy has a significant presence in the Indian Ocean region, which is strategically important due to its location between the Middle East and East Asia. The Indian Navy has also been involved in various humanitarian and disaster relief operations, including relief efforts after the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. The Indian Navy has a significant role in India's space program, as it operates various tracking and communication facilities for India's space launches. The Indian Navy also operates a number of research vessels, which are used for oceanographic research. The Indian Navy has its own Navy Band, which performs at various official events. The Indian Navy has a significant role in promoting maritime trade and commerce, including through the development of ports and infrastructure. The Indian Navy has a significant presence in Antarctica, with the deployment of its icebreaker INS Kedar. The Indian Navy has a robust cybersecurity setup, which includes the Information Warfare Center, IWC. The Indian Navy also operates a dedicated satellite, the Indian Naval Satellite, INSAT, which is used for communication and surveillance purposes. The Indian Navy has a dedicated naval air arm, which operates various aircraft, including maritime reconnaissance planes, helicopters, and UAVs. The Indian Navy has a dedicated hydrographic survey wing, which conducts hydrographic surveys and charting of the oceans. The Indian Navy also operates a dedicated Naval Special Warfare Division, which includes the MARCOS, Naval Special Forces, and combat divers. The Indian Navy has a significant presence in the Indian Ocean Rim Association, which aims to promote regional cooperation and maritime security. The Indian Navy has a dedicated Naval Dockyard Apprentice School, which trains young apprentices in various trades related to shipbuilding and repairs. The Indian Navy also operates a dedicated Naval Armament Inspection (NAI) organization, which is responsible for inspection and quality assurance of naval armaments. The Indian Navy has a significant role in India's Act East policy, with various diplomatic and naval initiatives in the Southeast Asian region. The Indian Navy has a dedicated Naval War College, which conducts courses and research in maritime warfare. The Indian Navy has a significant role in India's nuclear deterrence policy, with its nuclear-powered submarine fleet and ballistic missile capability. The Indian Navy has a rich history, with various legendary battles and heroes, including the Battle of Diu, Admiral Kunjali Marakar, and Vice Admiral Nilakanta Krishnan.